Leaders raising concerns about how the state will fund the Community Corrections Act in 2026.
The CCA reduces prison overcrowding by providing alternatives to incarceration. Brock Wilson joins us with a look at the funding cut Sedgwick County is expected to receive. Brock?
Jacob, Rachel, right now Sedgwick County is projected to lose over $2 million in Community Corrections Act funding next year. County leaders say if this happens, the county will become more unsafe.
Is there a reasonable expectation that these individuals, because of the lack of supervision and oversight that you will not be able to provide, that these individuals will be reoffending at a higher rate?
Yes.
Sedgwick County leaders discussing an expected decrease in Community Corrections Act funding.
The first levels of cuts are a few people, but the majority of it is services.
Services that are essential to helping incarcerated people with rehabilitation services, keeping them off the streets.
Using drugs again, associating with people they're not supposed to, breaking their curfew.
Sedgwick County Sheriff Jeff Easter underscoring the need for this funding, which is expected to decrease by about 38%.
The practice of sending parolees to Wichita when we have our own issues and these parolees are committing more crimes in our community is not something that we appreciate, and it needs to stop.
Pointing out that communities with fewer incarcerated people are getting more funding.
Now they're going to cut this funding and still ship us inmates from Wyandotte, Shawnee, Johnson County. I don't know how anybody thinks that this is a good idea.
So the county commission is writing to the state, hoping for a change.
This is something that is simply not going to be acceptable for this community. It will put public safety at risk. It'll put our programming at risk. This is something that our citizens need to be deeply concerned about.
And in the meantime,
the constituents in Sedgwick County need to be aware of what the effect of this is going to be, who has created these challenges, why the funding formula was adjusted. We think that we think that not only was it inequitable, but it also wasn't transparent.
Commissioner Ryan Beatty says Sedgwick County was never invited to meet with the Department of Corrections Advisory Committee, while the communities that did received funding boosts. He says if the county doesn't hear from the Department of Corrections, they'll have to wait for the legislature to convene at the beginning of the year to request a funding change. Jacob?